Imagine the world for a moment the way your dog experiences it. You can't speak. You can't say I love you, or you're mine, or you're the most important thing in my whole world. You have no words at all, but you have something humans barely use. A nose so powerful that scent is your main language, and a deep, ancient need to mark the things that matter most to you as part of you. So how would you tell the one creature you love most that they belong to you, and you to them, when you have no voice to say it with? You'd use your head. You'd walk up to them, lower your forehead, and press it gently but deliberately into their body, and hold it there. That quiet head press, the one your dog does into your leg, your chest, your hand, is not a random nudge. From your dog's side of the world, it may be one of the most meaningful things they are physically capable of doing. And once you understand what's really being said in that small, heavy gesture, you'll never feel it as just a bump again. There's also a completely different version of this behavior that is a genuine emergency, and knowing the difference could one day save your dog's life. We'll get to that. Stay with me, because the meaning builds layer by layer, and the last layer is the one that matters most. The first layer is the one most people never think about, because we live in a world of sight and sound, and dogs live in a world of smell. To understand the head press, you have to start with the nose and with the fact that your dog's whole sense of identity, of family, of belonging, is built largely out of scent. Dogs carry scent glands in various parts of their bodies, including around the face and head. When your dog presses and rubs their head against you, one of the things they are doing is transferring their scent onto you and picking up yours in return. Think about what that accomplishes in a dog's world. By marking you with their own smell, your dog is, in the most literal sense, available to them, claiming you as theirs. You become part of their scent family, tagged as belonging, as safe, as home. This isn't about dominance or ownership in any cold sense. It's the canine version of a deeply affectionate act, mingling their identity with yours, so that, to every other dog's nose, you carry the unmistakable message: this human is mine, and I am theirs. The head press starts as a quiet act of scent marking, and scent marking, for a dog, is one of the most intimate things they do. But that's only the first layer. The second layer sits right on top of the first, and it's about the simple physical reassurance of touch. Pressing their head into you isn't only about leaving scent. It's also about making contact, deliberate, sustained, weight-bearing contact, with the being they feel safest with. Think about how a dog presses their head in. It's not a quick touch. They lean into it. They hold it there. They rest the weight of their head against you. That sustained pressure is comforting in itself. For a dog, physical closeness with a trusted human is genuinely calming. The warmth, the steadiness, the contact. When your dog presses their head into your leg and just holds it there, they may be doing something very like what we do when we lean our forehead against someone we love, drawing comfort, steadiness, and connection from the simple fact of touching them. It often happens in quiet moments, when they're winding down, when they're a little unsure, when they just want to be near you. The head press becomes a small anchor, a way of saying, let me just be connected to you for a moment. Scent marks you as theirs. Contact lets them feel you. And now the layer that ties it all together. Here's the third layer, and it's the one that turns a sweet habit into something genuinely moving. Look at what part of the body your dog is using. The head, the skull that houses their brain, their eyes, everything most vital and most fragile about them. When your dog presses their head into you, they are placing one of their most vulnerable parts directly against you and resting it there, eyes often half closed, completely off guard. An animal does not do this with something it doesn't trust. To press your head into another being and hold it there is to say, in body language, I am safe with you. I can let my guard down completely. I can rest the most defenseless part of me against you and know nothing bad will happen. It's an act that only makes sense in the presence of total trust. This is why the head press feels so different from an ordinary nudge once you understand it. A nudge asks for something: food, attention, a door opened. A head press held there softly isn't asking for anything. It's simply resting in you. It's the physical shape of a dog who has decided you are their safe place in the world. 3 layers: scent, comfort, and trust, all pressed into you through the heaviest, most vulnerable part of your dog, in one quiet gesture most people barely notice. Now put those 3 layers together and notice something. Your dog doesn't do this with everyone. They don't press their head into strangers. They don't do it to the delivery person or the visitor on the sofa. This deliberate, scent-marking, comfort-seeking, trust-revealing gesture is something a dog saves for the small handful of beings at the very center of their world. And in most homes, the one who gets it most is you. That's what makes it worth understanding. Every layer we've talked about, the scent that marks you as family, the contact that draws comfort from you specifically, the trust that lets them rest their most vulnerable part against you, all of it points in one direction. It points at the person the dog has chosen. Out of everyone they could press their head into, out of everyone whose scent they could mingle with their own, they chose you. The head press isn't just a behavior. It's a small, physical declaration of where you stand in your dog's world, which is to say, right at the very heart of it. And that's a quiet thing to carry with you the next time you feel that familiar weight lean into your leg. So what should you actually do when your dog presses their head into you? Mostly, the answer is simple and lovely. Receive it. This is a moment of connection your dog is offering, and the best response is usually to be still and let it happen, to let them rest there, maybe with a calm hand resting gently on them in return. You don't need to do anything dramatic. Just being a steady, safe presence is exactly what the gesture is reaching for. Meeting their quiet head press with your own calm acceptance is its own form of saying it back. There's a small bonus to understanding this, too. Because the head press is often partly about comfort and reassurance, paying attention to when it happens can tell you something about your dog's emotional state. A relaxed head press in a calm moment is pure connection. But if you notice your dog pressing into you more than usual, specifically in moments that seem to make them uneasy, a thunderstorm, a noisy gathering, a strange environment, that's your dog telling you they're looking for security, and your calm presence is genuinely helping them cope. Reading the head press well means you can be there for them in exactly the way they're asking for. But there is one version of head pressing that means something completely different. And this is the part you must not miss. This is the most important 90 seconds of this video, so please stay with it because it could one day matter enormously. Everything we've talked about so far, the affectionate head press into you, the nuzzling, the leaning, is normal, healthy, and loving. But there is a separate, very different behavior that shares a similar name and looks alarmingly similar, and it is a genuine medical emergency. It's called head pressing, and it means something completely different from your dog affectionately resting their head against you. True medical head pressing is when a dog compulsively presses the top of their head against a wall, a corner, a piece of furniture, or the floor, and holds it there for no apparent reason, often standing still and staring, sometimes for long periods. It is not aimed at you with affection. It's pressed into a hard surface, blankly, repetitively. This kind of head pressing can be a sign of a serious problem with the nervous system or brain, and it is one of those symptoms where you do not wait and see. If you ever notice your dog pressing their head against a wall or hard object like this, especially if it comes with other changes such as disorientation, pacing, circling, vision problems, seizures, or behaving strangely, treat it as urgent and contact your vet immediately. The simple distinction to hold in your mind is this: A dog pressing their head into you softly in a loving moment is connection. A dog pressing their head into a wall blankly and compulsively is an emergency. One is the warmest thing they do. The other is a reason to call the vet right now. Knowing the difference is one of the most genuinely useful things you can carry as a dog owner. So let's hold the whole picture together, because the contrast is the lesson. The everyday head press, the affectionate kind, the one aimed at you, is one of the richest gestures in your dog's whole vocabulary. It carries scent, marking you as family. It carries contact, drawing comfort from your touch. And it carries trust, resting the most vulnerable part of them against you. Layered together in a calm and loving moment, it's a small masterpiece of communication from an animal with no words. And right alongside that, you now hold the one crucial exception, the blank, compulsive press into a hard surface that means the opposite of comfort and needs a vet without delay. This is exactly the balance this whole channel is built on. Understanding the beautiful, ordinary meaning of what your dog does, while knowing the specific edges where something needs your attention. Reading your dog well isn't just about feeling the love in the everyday gestures, though it absolutely is that. It's also about being the person who notices instantly when a gesture has crossed into something that needs help. Both come from the same habit, paying real attention to your dog instead of taking them for granted. So go back one more time to the world as your dog experiences it. No words, no way to say the enormous thing they feel for you. Just a powerful nose, a deep need to mark what matters as part of them, and a body built to communicate through scent and contact and trust. And out of all of that, they found a way to tell you anyway. They walk up to you, lower that heavy, vulnerable head and press it into you, marking you as theirs, drawing comfort from you, and resting their most fragile part against you, all at once, all without a single sound. That's what's really happening in that small, easy-to-miss moment. It isn't a bump. It's a sentence your dog can't say out loud, pressed into your leg with the weight of their head. It says, "You are mine. You are safe. You are home." And now you can read it. The next time you feel that familiar forehead lean into you and hold there, you'll know exactly what your wordless friend is telling you, and you'll know to press a little warmth back. If this changed the way you feel that head press, leave a like and subscribe, because every video here is about the real meaning behind the behaviors we overlook, built on what the science actually says, and honest about where it's still uncertain. And tell me in the comments, where does your dog press their head into you the most? Your leg, your chest, your hand? I read every one. If you've ever wondered why your dog suddenly digs at their bed or the floor before lying down, there's a surprisingly ancient reason behind it, and that's the next video.